This was the response I got back. Yo, he said you want to fight him, then WhatsApp him directly. Huh? Dummy, I'm trying to fight you, not fucking become your buddy. I don't know what inside shit, brilliant fraud. I'll say it again. I don't know what inside shit, buddy, behind the scenes thing you think this is. I don't like you. I don't like you. I want to you up.
YouTube boxer Logan Paul recently called out the king of misogyny and pro-Trump ex-athlete, a goober, Andrew Tate.
Just because I got canceled does not mean I have to support this dude who got canceled, because I don't. I don't like what he says. Some of it I think is amusing, and some of it I think has a lot of merit and can influence young men positively. But you can't forget the 1 in 5 statements that I think just set us back and are influencing young men in a way where there was going to be a ripple effect of how they treat women.
To promote his boxing career, which has taken on a new life of its own, Paul, who is also hurting Puerto Rico in his spare time, named Tate for being a bad influence. A history with which we will delve into momentarily, but also...
Like, we're seeing it with Kanye right now. Kanye says a certain thing, an extremely influential person says a certain thing. Next thing you know, people are hanging banners off the 405 saying Kanye was right about the Jews. It does have a ripple effect. Kanye, as you happen to see in real time, because he has a mature audience, Tate has 12-year-olds who think validation comes from you having a Bugatti and being rude and disrespectful to female because he thinks they should have their body count strapped to their forehead.
He has a horrendous history of his own. Let's not forget this. So look, here's where I'm curious. Logan Paul in that clip said, 1 in 5 things he says is off. No. Bad. Wrong. Absolutely not. 1 in 5 is hilariously dumb to say that's where you draw the line with Tate. Because what I'm about to show you is actually very troubling, and I need to be also super clear about this. The Paul brothers are taking on boxing to add to their already very rich and lavish lifestyle. They have a horrendous history of their own, many of which I have condemned in the past. And if you check out my Puerto Rico video, you will also see Logan Paul's atrocities previously in his career. When they're doing boxing, though, as a boxing aficionado, go back to what Eddie Hearn said. Because Eddie Hearn called out Jake Paul to his face and said, you will never be world champion. Yeah, they could give him concessional championships just to lure him back in, because let's be real about it, he has attracted eyeballs whether you like it or not in the sport and for the sport. However, him taking on Tyron Woodley, Ben Askren, he's not taking on real boxers here, guys. That's his competition.
I have fast cars and a big house and a lot of money.
The bigger question becomes, will it happen? And why is this guy just a flat-out fraud? On Twitter, Jake Paul and Andrew Tate teased a fight, though brother Logan appears to want in. In his analysis, Logan Paul flat out said that Andrew Tate wouldn't dare fighting Jake or even him. He called out the false claims made by Tate of Logan taking steroids and was very confrontational against him. Tate's team, however, appears to believe it may not occur. The Express printed Tate doesn't believe his proposed influencer super fight with Jake Paul will happen. The controversial entrepreneur disclosed that there have been a lot of negotiations behind the scenes, but that it's not a simple process to get the blockbuster showdown over the line. So if you were wondering just how much of a POS is this dude, and by the way, if you haven't heard of him, like, bravo to you. I'm insanely jealous. But how much of a schmuck is this guy? I'll tell you. In 2016, he was booted off the British version of Big Brother over a video of him hitting a woman with a belt. This March, Britain's Daily Mirror tabloid profiled him and his brother Tristan and their Romania-based business, which used webcam models to trick men into sending the brothers tens of thousands of dollars. Lovely guys. In one video on his YouTube channel, Andrew Tate said 40% of the reason he moved to Romania was because Romanian police were less likely to pursue essay allegations. This guy is a douche. Police in Romania raided the British-born Tate's Romanian home. In a statement provided to the Daily Beast, Romania's Directorate for Investigating Organized Crime and Terrorism, said the raid on the Tates' house was part of an investigation that began after a woman was reported to be held at the house against her will. Against her will. As the probe continued, it escalated to include crimes of human trafficking and R-word. Tate revealed, by the way, he has 10 children, but does not have a wife because he's a man. Beyond arguing that women shouldn't be allowed to drive or work outside the home, Tate has bragged about beating a woman with a machete and praised, of course, Donald Trump for essaying women. Some of his clips include a video where he says most men's lives suck because they have no power and no sex from their wife, and another where he describes his girlfriend as very well trained, like a dog. In another, he says people seeking mental health support are useless. Oh, yes, because he doesn't need it. He says, if you're the kind of person who feels you need therapy, you need someone to talk to. Do you know what you are? You're useless. Because in the harshest realities of this cold world, there are people in Syria whose entire families have been blown to blank with a bomb from the sky. As I'm reading this, I hate to break it to you. You need therapy. Go to therapy. But there's a reason he doesn't go to therapy. It's because he doesn't want to potentially confront the problems that he has. I recommend therapy. His popularity is directly attributable to the profit motives of social media companies. As The Guardian demonstrated, if a TikTok user was identified as a teen male, the service shoveled Tate videos at him at a rapid pace until the grown-ups got involved and shut it all down. Tate was a cash cow for TikTok, garnering over 12 billion with a B views for his videos peddling misogyny, so vitriolic that one almost has to wonder if he's joking, which, by the way, he's not. He has spent time with an array of figures from across the Anglo-American far right, including conspiracy theorist Paul Joseph Watson and Jack Posobiec, who, by the way, is banned off of Bumble, I believe. Hope Not Hate states Mike Cernovich also visited the Tate brothers in Romania in 2019. He calls them friends. The organization also notes Tate has referred to Alex Jones, who has been dubbed America's leading conspiracy theorist, as being one of the greatest men on the planet.